Hello Nigeria, welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Madujimu. Now, watermelons and periwinkles have nothing in common, but it is possible to make mountains out of these two edibles, as you will see in the first part. And we shall add touches of culture to the program as Rivers State government plays host to traditional rulers who gathered for the Golden Jubilee of the state. Then a never-to-be-forgotten festival from the north and another from the east will be paraded, among other events. Also coming soon is the wedding that shook Minna, the Niger State capital, only yesterday. In addition, highlights of how the first man on television in Nigeria marked his 80th birthday will be presented. But we'll hear the news first before the complete package. Larry Bala Hassan, who is standing by, will do justice to that.
Thank you, Becky. Hello and welcome to the news segment of Newsline. Efforts to curb the incidence of energy theft in the Nigerian electricity supply industry are being intensified with the ongoing investigation of the connivance by some customers and meter manufacturers to bypass meters under some of the areas covered by the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company. This, among other highlights, was captured in the communique issued at the 15th monthly meeting of the power sector operatives, presided over by the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, at the NIPP injection substation, Lamingo, Jos. A statement by the Special Advisor on Media to the Minister, Hakim Bello, indicates that the connivance has been reported to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and is under investigation. The statement adds that lack of corporate governance displayed by some discos, evidenced by failure to provide audited accounts, improved services and urgent response to customer complaints, had shown inconsistencies in disco statements. Meanwhile, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Power and Managing Director of the Rural Electrification Agency has reiterated the commitment of the federal government to paying verifiable power debts and announced the completion of physical verification of the top 100 MDA locations in Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, with plans to visit Eko and Ikeja discos for physical verification as a prelude to payment. 39-year-old Emmanuel Macron has been sworn in as President of France, becoming the country's youngest leader since Napoleon Bonaparte. President Macron promises French Renaissance. Justin Bemoui reports.
New French President Emmanuel Macron, in his inaugural address, pledged on Sunday to work to overcome divisions in society which had shown by the presidential election campaign and seek to build a strong France that was sure of itself in the world. He said under his administration, the labor market would be more flexible, business-friendly conditions would be created to help companies function, and innovation would be at the heart of his action as president. The 39-year-old former investment banker was handed the keys of the country and nuclear codes by the outgoing president Francois Hollande in an inauguration ceremony at the presidential palace in Paris. Macron was then sworn in as President of the Republic and addressed around 300 guests, officials and family members, including his 64-year-old wife, Brigitte. He won a resounding victory last week against Marine Le Pen to become the 8th president of France's 5th Republic. Justin Bemoui, NTA News.
Meanwhile, as France swears in its new president, 39-year-old Emmanuel Macron, verification of the people of France and adequate security in the country are major challenges before him. Former Nigerian ambassador to France, Akin Fayomi, said this in an exclusive interview with our foreign desk reporter, Oyeyemi Ajayi.
He has a lot on his plate right now. France is not in very good shape economically. So there is an unemployment of about 11%. He has to take care of that immediately, particularly among the youth, even though he's a young man himself. So that means he can identify with the problems and the youth there. Labor problem, they're also there, a lot of strike going on in France. He has immigration matters to cope with. And most importantly, he has terrorism to cope with. That is the issue of security. You can see that in the last few months or years, France has been bedeviled by a lot of terrorist incidents in Paris, in Nice, in Cannes. That is a key issue for him. And that is why I think the French people voted for him, because it's like stability in the system. It's more or less going to toe the line of President Hollande in that aspect. That means fighting terrorism together with the rest of Europe and the rest of the world. Don't forget that Ms. Le Pen, in spite of her ultra-rightist pronunciations, still got about 11 million votes. That means that's quite a large number of people that believed in her policy. And that means they didn't vote for Mr. Macron. So he has to bring them on board. So that's how divided France is right now. And he acknowledged it too. 11 million is not peanuts. That means France is divided along the lines of ultra-rightist, Ms. Le Pen supporters, and his own centrist matters. Apart from the socialists, they are still there. So he has a lot of work to try to bring all these people on board. And unfortunately, he doesn't have any seat in the parliament yet. So that is going to create some problem for him. But let's see how the parliamentary elections go June 7th.
And to other matters, the Nigerian Union of Journalists has signed a memorandum of understanding with all China Journalist Association for the exchange program visits and technical assistance. This is one of the gains of the visit of Chinese delegation of journalists to Nigeria as part of the growing bilateral relations between the two countries. Oku Ekpeyon reports.
It was a gathering of media practitioners from Nigeria and China under the auspices of the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ. President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Abdulwahid Odushile, said the robust relations between the two countries will be further strengthened by the exchange in visits and collaboration.
We just signed an agreement, MOU, with the All China Journalists Association for exchange programs, visits, collaboration in areas of technical assistance to NUJ. But most importantly, it's an opportunity for have a free flow of information between Nigerian journalists and Chinese journalists about our countries, about our peoples, so that we can understand ourselves better and know our people and our culture.
The Chinese delegation said in spite of the historical and political backgrounds between the two continental giants, their relations have continued to grow in leaps and bounds, noting that Chinese journalists have extended cooperation to the NUJ in information technology and journalism. In his message, the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria said the Chinese delegation in Nigeria wants to know more about Nigeria's strides in tackling insecurity and how President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is dealing with corruption.
I really hope that with the joint efforts, we can advance the deeper mutual understanding between the two countries and the two peoples. And I believe that will benefit a lot of our mutual political trust as well as the win-win cooperation.
Nigerian journalists will be visiting China next year through an exchange program on a yearly basis. In Abuja, Oku Ekpeyon, NTA News.
And to security matters now, troops of Forward Operation Base, FICA, on routine patrol have arrested a suspected fleeing Boko Haram terrorist named Bala Ibrahim, aged 30 years at FICA. Director Army Public Relations Brigadier General Saniku Kashika Usman, in a statement said, preliminary investigation shows that the suspect is an indigene of Bulabilin Village, FICA local government area of Yobe State. Similarly, troops deployed at Forward Operation Base on blocking position following a tip-off from well-meaning individuals ambushed and arrested 4 suspected kidnappers at Mundu Village. The suspects, Yahaya Auta, aged 25, Salisu Lawal, aged 20, Umar Muhammad, aged 18 years, and Samaila Abubakar were found to be in possession of one locally made 6-loader single-barrel gun, one empty cartridge, 2 machetes, other dangerous weapons, and the sum of 360 naira while on their way to commit crime. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo was in Katsina in the week just ended to declare the 4th Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic open. While addressing the people, the acting president disclosed that his relationship with the president in the last 2 years has been more like brothers and father and son. State House correspondent Jide Onifade tells us more.
This is the second time in the life of the Buhari presidency that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo would be acting as president on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari, who on both occasions is out of the country on health ground. Trusting someone with great responsibility means that the person is reliable. Having confidence in the person and feeling safe with such person physically and emotionally. Right on arrival into Katsina, the home state of the president, Acting President Yemi Osinbajo received a rousing welcome, with Governor Aminu Masari leading the welcome party. The first point of call was the palace of the Emir of Katsina, where he gave an insight on the personal and official relationship he has shared with President Muhammadu Buhari in the last 2 years.
I want to say that one of the reasons why I feel very much at home here in Katsina State is because this is the state of our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, who has taken me more like a brother, in fact sometimes more like a son than the vice president. You know, the amount of trust that he has reposed in me and the amount of responsibility that he gives me on a regular basis is demonstration of the fact that he believes strongly that in this country we can truly be brothers so long as we want to work for the good of our people. And I really thank him all the time very much for this, for the confidence that he continues to represent.
He commended to the government and people of Katsina State for being a role model in terms of peaceful coexistence of all ethnic tribes and religions in the state, and the people hailed him for being a worthy and reliable personality. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo spoke about the imperative of a one indivisible and united Nigeria, emphasizing that the nation's diversity is its strength. Jide Onifade, NTA News.
For the economic growth of every society, sound economic policies must be put in place to realize the objective. Rayano Bala reports that this was the thrust of speakers at the 9th commencement ceremony of the American University of Nigeria, Yola.
Paper presentation with the theme, Character, Values and Leadership from My Life Journey, explains how an economy or business venture can grow. Mr. Ike Chioke said, a lot of commitment, hard work, expertise and prudent management of resources play a key role in the growth of a business, using his firm as an example.
Outstanding intellect. 2, character. 3, leadership. And 4, commitment to service. Cecil Rhodes' vision was to develop young leaders who will be motivated to fight the world's fight.
During this ceremony, about 150 students with bachelor's degree, postgraduate diploma, and a master's degree were graduated. The interim president of AUN, Lejin Kusemberi, thanked the founder of the university, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, for giving the graduates the opportunity to become Africa's future.
We teach you to excel, to be independent, to be problem solvers, and to pursue your dreams. We teach you to be critical thinkers and to read critically, to authenticate information before you believe it.
The graduates were later inducted into the alumni of AUN, and some of them presented with awards for outstanding performance.
All these struggles and challenges have served as a catalyst to shape us into the better versions of ourselves that we have become over the years spent here at AUN.
It has been a wonderful journey and a glorious achievement. Class of 2017, bigger dreams await us.
You are both a representation of what the American University of Nigeria stands for, and you both possess the power and abilities to make a difference.
In Yola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
Nigerians have been urged to pray for leaders at all levels and contribute their quota to the growth and development of the nation, rather than engage in unguarded utterances inimical to the unity of the country. Primate of all Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Nicholas Oku, who said this in Lafia, Nasarawa State, emphasized that the church must also play its contributory role in nation building. Joshua Ojito has details.
It was at the enthronement service of Reverend Godwin Adeyi Robinson as the Bishop of Lafia Diocese, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, officiated by Primate of the Church, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, that the role of the church in nation building was stressed. Reverend Oko said the church must be seen as pace-setter for the society and expose injustice and other social vices detrimental to the growth and development of the country.
They should also ensure that they lead by example so that the house of God will be in good condition.
We call on all Nigerians to continue to pray for the speedy recovery of President Muhammadu Buhari. The new Bishop of Lafia Diocese Anglican Communion, Reverend Godwin Adeyi Robinson, restated the commitment of the church in nation building through prayers, character molding, and advising government on the need to entrench good governance in the country.
We want to emphasize the need to live right, to do what is required, and to live a healthy life as a nation.
In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has been urged to take more action to address speeding to save lives on Nigerian roads. This was re-echoed at a church service to mark the 4th United Nations Global Road Safety Week in Abuja. Olainka Ojo reports that clerics also appealed to road users to adhere to traffic regulations.
The 4th UN Global Road Safety Week seeks to increase understanding of the danger of speeding on the road. This is coming on the heels of the fact that speed is said to contribute about 1/3 of fatal road traffic crashes in high-income countries and about half in low and middle-income countries. While encouraging Nigerians to respect road signs and traffic rules, as countries with low traffic death have done so by prioritizing safety and managing speed, the clerics encourage government to modify roads and include features and technologies that calm traffic and enable proper monitoring of road users.
There is order in creation, reflecting the order in God. So we should obey traffic rules.
People should use the road as if there is tomorrow.
Deputy Corps Marshal, Administration and Human Resources, FRSC, Chidinwa Chukwu, pointed out proven strategies to address speed on the highway in place by government and risk factors for road traffic death and injuries.
We have a lot of pressure on the roads. Therefore, FRSC really insisted on ensuring that we have to cut down the excesses of commercial vehicles by implementing the speed meting device.
The theme for the 2017 UN Global Road Safety Week is Managing Speed. In Abuja, Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
And talking sports, stakeholders at the 5th 10-kilometer IAAF Okpekpe Bronze Label Road Race have called on all and sundry to pull forces together to develop the sport in the country, as victorious Nigerian long-distance athletes appeal to government to assist in training them. Details of these and more with Adeola Omokive on Sports Updates.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki flagged up the elite race before the celebrity race began at the serene mountainous community of Okpekpe. Initiator of the race says government should make use of the opportunity Nigerian athletes have derived from the race.
The first 10 people that run today have qualified as gross labor runners. They can now go and run in another country.
Sports Minister Solomon Dalung and the AFN president commended the organizers for sustaining the race, adding that developing long-distance races requires a broad-based approach.
Once there is a good synergy between the private sector and the government, we are going to have more of this.
The Okpekpe race is going to inspire us, particularly just from this area, to run it again.
Some of the top Nigerian athletes and the overall winners speak.
I was not thinking to be among the first Nigerian, but it is God's grace that make it for me to train us better to win this. If the Kenya came to win them.
The second time this is coming in Nigeria, 2015 coming is a third position, but 2017 coming is the number one. I am happy.
I thought that I would win, but I'm happy. I have been well prepared since 2 months ago, and I'm very happy for my performance. I'm happy because to run is a career and it's so competitive.
There are prizes for male and female first 8 elite athletes, top 5 Nigerian and top 3 Ibia indigenes. 8 countries including Nigeria competed in this year's edition. The 12th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations Under 17 tournament finally kicked off Sunday in Gabon after the initial hosting right was withdrawn from Madagascar following reports of the CAF inspection team. Host Gabon in a Group A encounter were humbled in the opening match 5-1. The top 4 teams of the biennial International Youth Football Tournament qualifies for the 2017 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in India. With Sports Updates, Adeola Omokive, NTA News.
We apologize for the in some parts of that report. And you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. And that wraps up the news segment of Newsline. Becky will be with you in just a moment. Join us again.
The coolest place in town is right here on your phone.
Welcome to the Glow Cafe. Come on in. It's buzzing in the Zanga. In here, anything is possible. Check out the menu, and here are some of the hot items. Over here, you can buy credit, buy data, share data, borrow voice and data, give data. Give it to him now, be kind. Then there is Glow Music Cafe. More than 2 million Nigerian and Africa Lamba. Glow has teamed up with the world's largest gaming catalog to bring you the Glow Game Cafe. And that's just the start. Check out the Glow Video Cafe. Countless clips, comedy and sports, direct to your device. And when you thought things couldn't get easier, there's personal account management and Glow customer care right at your fingertips.
You can get everything at Glow.
Simply text BUZZ to 105 to download the Glow Cafe app or go to your app store and search for Glow Cafe. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuja, Nigeria's best private university in Google's Scholar ranking, remains the first choice of students who seek first-class university education comparable to the best in the world. Abuja has colleges of sciences, law, engineering, medicine and health sciences, social and management sciences, and agriculture. The university's 47 accredited programs are run at the undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Admission is through UTME, direct entry, and inter-university transfer. Other categories are in pre-degree and degree foundation, leading to admission to 100 and 200 levels respectively. For inquiries, visit www.abuja.edu.ng or call 080-344-02771 or 081-277-2121.
Abuja, a vision in motion. There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea success in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights.
How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Xiaomi A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
Ever since he could hold a bat, Charles wanted to play like his big brother. Victor had skills that matched the best in the land. Never mind, little brother. Drink your Dano milk and keep practicing. So that is what he did. And step by step, glass by glass, the boy grew in spirit and strength, skill and determination. Until one day, drink your Dano milk and be strong.
Thanks for staying on the line. It was on this platform a fortnight ago that we intimated you with the history of the Nembe community in Bayelsa State. We told you of how the indigenes struggled for their rights with foreign trade merchants in the 18th century, their culture and traditions. Today we'll talk about something unique in Nembe land, periwinkles. What about periwinkles? Bright Ebocho, who went there, reports that there are mountains of this seafood in Nembe untouched. Why?
The people of Nembe are settled in the coastal areas of Bayelsa State, and they are predominantly fishermen, traders, and farmers. Apart from the common religion, they also speak a common language known as Nembe. Since every tribe across the globe has its do's and don'ts, Nembe people are of no exception. In spite of the enmity that God has put between the snake and the man, sequel to what happened in the Garden of Eden, killing of snakes is forbidden in Nembe Kingdom, as any attempt to do so often attracts severe penalty. The people of Nembe relate freely with pythons without getting hurt or harmed by the snake species. Aside the killing of python, the sale of periwinkles is also forbidden in the area. You can gather as much as you can, but it must not be turned into a means of livelihood.
As a Nembe man, if you sell periwinkle, you will see some strange things. As the periwinkle is moving, this thing will move in your body, and you can see it, and the sound of periwinkle will be in your body. You'll be sick, and people will try to treat you, but you cannot survive it.
As a Nembe woman, I can fish. I can catch fish. We like draw soup. Any Nembe woman like draw soup, okra, obono soup, the best soup we have.
The Nembe waterfront is a spot Worthy of mention, some passengers were seen boarding the boat while others were waiting. Some who spoke with NTA News complained about poor security on the waterways.
The state of security in the Nembe community for now, I would say internally it is calm. But if it is external security, with the waterways and the rest, I can see there are some people terrorizing these waterways in our Nembe territory, particularly sea pirates activities and the rest.
Government duty is to provide security for the waterways.
The boys in the river, they are disturbing a lot. Just that some of us that have boats can never move their boats.
It was interesting to note that the restaurant was strategically placed by the waterfront to appease the stomach of commuters.
Okay, we sell 300 like the existing, the okra, the vegetable, then the yellow soup we sell it 500.
The visit to Nimbi was one to remember, not just for their unique culture, but more interestingly, is their hospitable nature.
I would say Nembe is quite an interesting place. Keep them coming, right? We'll move to a border town situated between Nigeria and Niger Republic. This town is known as Al-Kalawa. A major feature of this town is one of its farm produce, watermelon. What about watermelon? The cultivation and marketing of this produce is such that attracts attention. Let's hear about it from Kulo Mohammed, who went to this border town to get this report.
The natives of Gobir always stand out due to their signature tribal mark. Modernity has, however, made Gobirawa abandon that tradition. They are, however, creating another identity, cultivation of watermelon. Al-Galawa, a journey of about 143 kilometers northeast of Sokoto, which was abandoned by its inhabitants several years ago due to a deadly plague, is now giving fortune to the descendants who use the arable lands for agricultural purposes. One produce that stands out is watermelon, grown all year round in the fields of Al-Galawa, and has attracted people from across the country. 45-year-old Rita Elum travels from Imo every fortnight to Al-Galawa in the last 5 years to buy watermelon.
From east to this place is not very easy for us, but because of circumstances and especially it's already a type of business I choose. That's why I have the energy to come up and go back.
Rita's experience in the course of this business now makes her appreciate Nigeria's diversity.
I don't hear their language and they don't hear my own language as well. But in terms of money, once you mention money, they will understand you in one way or the other.
Rita and her co-business person are not the only happy parties. The farmers also smile to the bank as they reap from the sweat of labor.
Don akwai mutum ɗai wanda shi na iya noma kankana ta miliyan 2 ko miliyan 1.
Turnovers run into millions of naira.
Being a border town, Al-Galawa also enjoys patronage beyond the shores of Nigeria, from Niger Republic, Burkina Faso, and Mali. The rich nutritional content of watermelon has continued to make it popular and in high demand. For the Gobirawas in Al-Galawa, it will always be available as they grow it all year round on their irrigation field.
Watermelon remains a money spinner, and I must say those farmers are smart as they come. The woman in this report was admitted in hospital for obvious reasons. After all said and done about her situation, it was time for her to get discharged. But instead of the doctors to sign her discharge certificate, they refused to let her go. Her husband is nowhere to be found, and the woman has no money to settle her medical bills. What next? Bumsum Damian Dati in Abuja reports.
This is Ruth Okoye. She is 23 years old, an O-level certificate holder, the highest level of education she's acquired. She used to be a sales girl in a supermarket at Wuse in Abuja until she met and married Chukwu Emeka Okoye, also a petty worker. Shortly after the traditional marriage, Ruth conceived and experienced challenges throughout the pregnancy up to childbirth. When it was time for the baby to come, the issue became complicated, and Ruth was taken to 5 public hospitals in Abuja, all of whom rejected her because of the complexity of her case. Left without an option, Ruth was rushed to the National Hospital Abuja and admitted for an emergency cesarean section to save her and the baby. The surgery was successful, as Ruth and the baby came out hale and hearty. However, Ruth's family was billed 300,000 naira by the hospital as overall sum for her treatment, and then the husband absconded.
When I gave birth to the child, my husband came. But when they give us the hospital bill, since from that time, he was looking for money. He hasn't come up to now. When I called him, he told me that he's still looking for money. He will come. He hasn't come yet.
Although she's been discharged since the 11th of April this year, she cannot leave the hospital until her medical bills are settled, and her only surviving parent, 55-year-old Regina Charles, is only a primary school nanny who has abandoned her job in Kaduna State to attend to her daughter.
Now only me, my father born me, the father don't die, the mother don't die. Then call me for Kaduna, I come here. It's up to 300,000.
Currently, mother and child are relying on the goodwill of co-patients in the same room to feed.
So, we have been feeding from neighbors. They will help us if they have. They will give us money, we buy food, or if we have, we buy.
There are many similar pathetic cases of people, young and old, suffering from liver, kidney problems or cancer, who cannot help themselves. They all wait in pain until possibly someone intervenes.
It's kidney problem. What not to yes, please.
There's no money, even food, even to eat, even for drugs. There's nothing. Because it's when I bring the boy come here, the father run away, and the people start to help me.
Without the kidney, we may survive for a little while. Maybe we may die. I don't want to die. I want to live.
The National Hospital Abuja says it has policies on ground to help such indigent patients, but there are just too many and draining the hospital's funds.
The policy for National Hospital is to make sure we attend to all patients. We don't turn down patients. And then we don't actually ask for a deposit of money in times of emergencies in the hospital here.
The situation is sad, but it can be changed. Wouldn't it be great for our update to be the opposite of what we just watched? Yes, it can. Thank you for staying on the line this far. We'll flip to our social events page and show you the high-profile wedding that rocked Mina at the weekend. There are other social events that will be unveiled, but first, these messages.
Some things we get to fit finish, but no be credit to.
Hello? You can't reach to finish this call. I beg, recharge your phone. I will don't finish.
Oh yeah, just dial star 321 hash for borrow me credit and collect credit where you go fit pay for later. We are talk they go with borrow me credit.
Carry the whole tank of water they come, I beg, no time, eh? I don't wait for you, sharp. Lover come, you do well. You borrow me credit, well.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Chewing gum neutralizes bad odor. It doesn't just disguise them, it gives you real minty breath.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights.
How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Xiaomi A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
Everyday air. Ordinary air. And then there's Tom Air. There's air, and then there's Tom Air. What are you breathing? New Tom 5-piece pack.
What a time to be alive. Just some years ago, many of the businesses and industries that are worth billions today did not even exist. Now, you could be in a village and become the next big thing worldwide. All you need is an idea, patience, persistence, and good internet access. So go on, get the other three, because we've got you covered on internet access with super fast data plans, no matter who you are or where you are. Maybe you're the one the world is waiting for to take us to our next level of success. There's only one way to find out, and we have full confidence that you will find the way. Why are we so sure? Let's just say that we have blind faith in your future.
Welcome back. Mina, the Niger state capital, was in a festive mood yesterday when Nigeria's former head of state, Ibrahim Babangida, gave out his daughter Halima in marriage to the Sarakin Sudan of Gombe, Awal Lawal Abdullahi. The ceremony attracted eminent personalities from within and outside the country. Mary Noel Badger reports that the ceremony was without a dull moment.
As a spiritual event was specifically organized to grant the bride spiritual direction on how to manage her marriage and home. The bride, Halima Babangida, in company of her friends, was ushered into the hall as guests watched with admiration. Islamic clerics at the event who took turns on what is expected of the woman in Islamic marriage and joined Halima to make prayer and fasting her key to success.
A day that humbles everyone, a day that reminds of death and eternity.
I want you to be a bride and a wife.
I wish them all the best and Allah's blessings always.
Put God in her marriage, put God in her house, and she'll be successful.
May God continue to strengthen her. May God continue to give her the wisdom to live the way her parents live together.
She's a wonderful child, hardworking, cheerful, funny.
Shortly after the Walimat, guests stepped out to a well-decorated point with a deco representing the different ethnic communities in Nigeria for the event known as Kamu in Hausa. Kamu, or Kimbo as called, is organized for the bride a day before the wedding to bring the groom and wife's relatives to begin for their wife to be with a token. This came to play when the groom's family paid and Halima was transformed from spinsterhood to womanhood by the application of henna, known as lali in Hausa, heralding her official release to the groom's family, having met the conditions. Sahad from Gombe, who was on hand to throw the women live, made it fun time all the way as everyone got on his feet to display their dancing skills, including Halima the bride. After the wedding fatia, where 500,000 naira and 10 cows were presented as dowry by the groom's family to the brides, political gladiators, associates and colleagues of the couple, as well as family and friends, were afforded the opportunity to see once again. Subsequently, a grand reception was held where the father of the bride played host to the colorfully dressed guests who came from far and near. Parents, top government officials, Business moguls advised the
I wish Halima and Nawal the best. May God bless their mother.
I will continue to pray for the success of the family. We pray that Almighty Allah grant them children and grandchildren.
They should be truthful to each other and they should respect each other.
Respect her husband, her in-laws, and she knows that her mother is a good woman.
I wish her well and everything they wish for themselves.
To present a perfect picture of love, Laurel and Halima cut their wedding cake supervised by Senator Grace Falashade Bent. For Halima Ibrahim Babangida, she would not have wished for a better time, moment, day, and year like this.
Congratulations to the happy bride and lucky groom. Wish you the very best. Moving on, it is a fortnight ago that Lafia, capital of Nasarawa State, adopted the status of a Nollywood arena. You want to know why? I will tell you. The Minister of Information and Culture, plus 3 state governors and very high-profile personalities in the entertainment industry were in Lafia. What for? Abubakar Usman Akwanga whispered to us that all these people came to receive awards for their outstanding roles in the advancement of Nollywood.
The Nollywood Iconic Award 2017 was a cycle of great achievers in the Nigerian movie and entertainment industry who earned outstanding recognition for the uncommon role displayed in the art of filmmaking, including the reward of rare ability and character, which was carefully outlined as basic criteria for the selection of award recipients. The atmosphere was greeted with loud ovation from fans of the awardees as each took a celebrity walk to receive the award plaque and conferment of Nollywood icon and Nollywood personality of the year 2017, exclusive for governors of Nasarawa, Plateau and Sokoto states, including Minister of Information and Culture Alhaji Lai Mohammed amongst others. Recipients of the iconic award were Pet Edochie, Teko Benson, Zach Oji, Liz Benson, Hadiza Muhammad, Alex Usifo, legendary Sadiq Dabba, Magaji Mijinyawa, Zeb Ejiro, Sani Muazu, Frank Brown, and Ejike Esiegu, amongst other top icons of the industry.
This is about the 6th one, and when you work hard, you expect results.
Lafia, thank you. The governor of Nasarawa State, the deputy, all the executives, God bless you.
Zach Oji, who went down memory lane on the evolution of the Nollywood, and Johnson Freedom, who was the lead speaker on the topic Nollywood as an agent for peace and security, emphasized that the Nigerian Nollywood is the only legitimate entertainment body for all Nigerian movies, and pointed out that Nollywood is a catalyst for peace and national integration.
Let us not create names that will divide us. Let us use names that will unite us, because unity is strength.
Using the face of Nollywood is a potent pathway to convey the messages of peace.
Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State, Mr. Silas Ali Agara, representatives of Plateau State Governor, Information and Culture Minister, Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, represented by the General Manager, Nigerian Television Authority, Lafia, Mrs. Margaret Omenje, and other notable personalities promised genuine partnership for improved Nollywood movies and proposed stiff legislation to end the nightmare of piracy in the industry.
We all rally down to support this industry so that it can continue to open more doors for Nigerians and provide that needed foreign exchange that we need to move this great country forward.
Government has to come up with strong legislation to make sure that the activities of pirates is curbed to the barest minimum. People must be seen to go to jail.
The man behind the epoch-making event, Valentine Onzo, appreciated the Nasarawa State Government, award recipients and other partners for keeping faith with the project, and promised to do more in future edition of the project.
Icon. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing it together. Give me an I. Give me a C. Give me an O. Give me letter N.
All the recipients, congratulations. The birth of television in Africa 58 years ago comes with memorable historic antecedents. One of the on-air personalities of television broadcasting in Africa, Otumba Kunle Olashokwe, who is the first male face on the then WNTV, WMBS, has hit the landmark age of 80. No doubt the feat is worthy of celebration. For how the octogenarian celebrated this achievement, we turn to Oyeyinka Folaromi to tell.
Born 80 years ago in the serene and hilly town of Efanlaye in Ekiti State, Kunle Olasope, the first man to appear on television in Africa, France, Ireland, and some other countries, attracted friends, families, and well-wishers to celebrate his 88th birthday with him. Reverend Ayodele Oguntipe told the celebrants to be steadfast in God.
One key to Thanksgiving is to notice and relish the good things that keeps happening day after day.
Congratulatory message by President Muhammadu Buhari in recognition of Kunle Olasope's contribution to the development of broadcasting was read in part at the service.
The President commends Otumba Olasope's courage and patriotism.
The team of NTA family was led by the Zonal Director, NTA Badon Network Center, Jennifer Famusipe.
The younger generation should persevere, they should be humble, and they should emulate good example of the older generation.
Children and other dignitaries said, apart from the celebrant's dexterity in broadcasting, he is a man of many parts.
He has made tremendous contributions to the development of this community, and we are very proud of him.
A fantastic, a great.
That has been one of those that has been a pillar to this church.
His honesty, he has actually passed on to all his children.
He's a very, very easygoing man who easily forgives and forgets issues.
The original love we had for each other has been keeping us.
And to the celebrant, his love for broadcasting is unending as he ages gracefully.
When I die, if they don't bury a microphone with me, I will refuse to go.
Otumba Kunle Olasope started his broadcasting career at the age of 19 and at 22, precisely October 31st, 1959, set the record at the launch of the then WNTV, WMBS as first male face in television in Africa.
Congratulations to the celebrant. Next up, recently Rivers State played host to traditional rulers from all parts of the country in celebration of the state's 50th anniversary. The event was a rallying point for cultural integration and promotion of national unity. Over to Chief Demma Ndebisi for more on this.
Of class and traditions as royalties converged on Port Harcourt to reckon with history. From the Sultan of Sokoto in the north, Oni of Ife in the west, Ezes in the east to the south. It was all statement of unity of purpose. A man who understands the language well, the governor of Rivers State, recognizes the outstanding roles of traditional rulers as drivers of government programs and supporters of governance structures at grassroots as well as peacemakers.
The strong bond for solidarity by our traditional rulers defend the need to safeguard the sanctity of our inner institution and celebrate national cohesion, cross-cultural and religious harmony.
The honor accorded the traditional institution by setting aside our Traditional Rulers Day was part of activities marking Rivers State's 50 years of existence. It elicited declaration of more partnership with government in nation building. Much more is the task of re-engineering viable local economies.
Being the keeper of societal values and norms are therefore a critical component of any serious and sustainable transformation of our society.
We should lead a very positive example for all the subjects to follow, most especially the timid youth.
Being custodians of culture and tradition of their kingdoms and symbols of community unity, they possess potentials that can be harnessed for re-engineering the rural economy.
In this regard, the paramount ruler of Okori community in Eleme reminded the royal fathers to, as mediators and custodians of traditional values and norms, always work as government's dependable allies.
Government cannot go down actually without partnering with the traditional rulers, and the traditional ruler need to give them the cooperation and assemble the people and say, maybe when development is coming down the community, tradition and the people of the community have a role in that project.
No doubt, a synergy has been formed to consolidate on existing developmental gains.
Very well, and 50 hearty cheers to the government and people of Rivers State. Patients with drug-resistant tuberculosis in Nigeria, but especially those in Ebonyi State, can now heave a sigh of relief. This is because Deepwater Petroleum Limited, a Chevron company, and its Agbami co-venturers, NNPC, Farmfield Oil, Petrobras, Napims, and State Oil, built and equipped a chest clinic in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, for the treatment of the disease. The clinic, which the company has inaugurated, is located in the Mile 4 Hospital, Abakaliki.
Before now, patients with multi-drug-resistant tuberculosis in Ebonyi State ran the risk and cost of traveling outside the state to access care. The construction of a chest clinic at Mile 4 Hospital, Abakaliki, by Deepwater Petroleum and the Agbami partners has put this movement on check.
The nearest treatment center we could get then was in University of Ibadan.
Ebonyi State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Daniel Omezorike, represented the state governor at the official commissioning.
Decree that every patient that steps into this facility will go with blessings.
The chest clinic, regarded by experts as best east of the Niger, is equipped with genetic expert machine, digital x-ray machine, laboratories, treatment and drug rooms, male and female wards, as well as a waiting area for patients. It also has a standby electricity generating set and water supply. Why are the Agbami co-venturers, Deepwater Petroleum, Petrobras, Napims, Farmfield Oil and State Oil embarking on chest clinics?
One of the targets of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs for 2030, adopted by the United Nations in 2015, is to end the global tuberculosis epidemic. Moreover, TB treatment averted 49 million deaths globally between 2000 and 2015.
The Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, represented by Professor Sunday Adeoye, says the chest clinic will improve the quality of tuberculosis treatment.
Chevron and the Agbami partners, they've done their own bit. They've provided a facility that is fully equipped. It's now left for the community, exemplified by the MMM, the staff of the TB unit, to manage it.
We are going to complement by ensuring that we sustain and maintain this facility.
Since the commencement of the Agbami project in 2004, Star Deepwater Petroleum, a Chevron company with its co-venturers, have done a lot in the areas of education and health across the country, like building chest clinics, now 25 in number, science laboratories and school libraries.
Moving on, I believe you all know the subjects in our next report. At one time or another, you must have seen him on NTA News screen, divulging information. Regardless of tight schedules and working late nights, this man still squeezed out time to find love. It is our pleasure on Newsline to announce to you that he is now a husband because he has tied the nuptial knot with the love of his life. This took place in Abuja, and who am I talking about? Gloria Ekanem reports.
A very good evening to you, and thanks for joining us on the news tonight. I am Isaac Nkuma.
No, he's not casting the news this day. Rather, he's getting married to his childhood friend.
In the name of God the Father, in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit. Hallelujah.
As Isaac and Grace tied the nuptial knot, the officiating minister, Pastor Samuel Ajayi of the Living Faith Church, Winners Chapel, Abuja, admonished the newlyweds to love each other unconditionally, no matter what changes around them.
Also, there must be faithfulness. You must be faithful. Listen to me. The only website to browse from today onward, this is the website. You go to any other website, there will be virus.
Representing the Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, Deputy Director News, Ima Okondo, family, and other guests at the occasion had this to say about the newlyweds.
As he's level-headed, he's cool, respectful, and very dutiful to authority. He's indeed an asset to NTA, and I do hope and I pray that he will be an asset to his wife, and his wife will equally be an asset to him.
For me, for a very strong, both personal and professional reason, all I can describe him as is, this is a young man in whom I'm well pleased. The best in everything.
Advice I won't give Isaac. He go marry his wife as the father married me. Now so as he go marry his wife to old age and stay with his family in peace.
We should not look at the third party, as the pastor had just said. But today, for me, I think I'm fulfilled.
She's the first daughter in the family, so it meant a lot to all of us, and that's why we have turned out en masse to be part of this program and support her.
I sought to find out the story behind this beautiful union from the horse's mouth.
I've known her while we were growing up, and then we lost touch for over 25 years. We only reconnected in 2014, and nothing. It was just sometime last year. I think it's back again. Well, she's very godly and very charming. You know, like it's a two-hit combo. You know, it really knocked me off my feet.
He proposed 2014, but I was like, no, it's not the one. No.
She was still styling.
I was still trying to size him up spiritually, especially.
After performing their first marital duty as a couple, Isaac and Grace took to the dance floor amidst cheers from everyone, particularly the NTA family.
Isaac, you are now a complete man, and your wife is beautiful. On behalf of the NTA family, I congratulate you. God bless your home. Now, what is Nigeria without her cultural heritage? Every now and then, communities and ethnic groups display their rich cultures in festivals. We have a handful for your viewing delight when Newsline returns from this break. Stay on the line.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
Africa Gender Publications invites the public to the public presentation and book signing ceremony of Dilo Malahi's Antidotes for Corruption. Date 15th May 2017. Venue Shehu Musa Yero Ado Center, Central Area, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Chairman of the occasion Alhaji Umar Gali Naaba, former Speaker of the House of Representatives. Special guest of honor Professor Yemi Osibajo, GCON, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Guest of honor His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, former President of Ghana. Lecture and keynote address Professor Femi Odekunle, Member, Presidential Advisory Committee on Anti-Corruption. Chief host Dr. Bukola Saraki, President of the Senate. Organizing Committee. Announcer.
I'm a loyal mother, so I support my family in every way I can in maintaining a healthy diet in their lifestyle. In sports, you see, Fulcrum Loyal Milk is rich in calcium and helps to build strong bones and teeth, helping me and my family stay strong and healthy. So when next you're shopping, remember to show your loyalty.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of Made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC impacts upon everything we do, including water we drink, the food we eat. They are important organs to the development of this country. And everybody should come out and join them and support them and help them to achieve the greatest benefits and success that they need to record.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
It is with joy that I've received Our Excellency's gifts.
I want to say that may God continue to bless and reward her, and so on behalf of Garki Hospital, we are grateful.
The National Institute for Cultural Orientation, NICO, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, invites the general public to a 2-day annual roundtable on cultural orientation, ATCO, with the theme Nigerian Indigenous Language Newspapers and National Development. The event, which will have the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, as the chief host, will be chaired by Senator Matthew Ohoyide, Chairman, Senate Committee on Culture and Tourism. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Executive Governor, Kaduna State, while the Emir of Zazau, Alhaji Shehu Idris, will be the Royal Father. Keynote Speaker, Sam Nda Isaiah, Chairman and Publisher, Leadership Newspapers, while Professor Olu Obafemi of the University of Ilorin will be the moderator. Date, 15th to 16th May 2017. Venue, Arewa House, Kaduna. Time, 11 a.m. prompt. NICO, Harnessing Culture for National Development. Associate Professor, Bakle Faubiri Ayakoruma, Executive Secretary, NICO. Announcer.
Glad to have you back. Sticking with cultural matters, besides ensuring peaceful coexistence in his domain, a traditional ruler in Gombe State has risen to the challenge of preserving the heritage his forefathers handed down to generations. This heritage is their culture, which the custodians guard jealously against the adulteration of modernity and westernization. Emmanuel Akila packaged the beauty of this protection as displayed in this cultural festival he titles Forget Me Not.
One of the ways by which ethnic groups on the African continent are easily identified is by their unique culture, especially that the continent is richly endowed with variety of culture and tradition. Kaltungo Emirate in Gombe State has a cultural heritage that the people cannot afford to substitute with modern way of life. This is why the Maya Kaltungo, Salih Muhammadu, endeavor to take his people back to their root annually to visit the empire occupied by their ancestors hundreds of years ago. In choosing a territory to occupy, people of yesteryears consider two major factors: security and agriculture. And the Tungo Hill, which is the abode of the Kaltungo people, when they first arrived Africa from the Middle East, gave them these two advantages. The top of the mountain is a plateau with expanse of land suitable for agriculture. There are also caves in the mountain that provided hideouts for people from external aggression. The mountain is called Tungo in Tangale language, and from it, the people got the name of their present settlement, Kaltungo, which is their local government headquarters. Because the name Kaltungo has come to stay, Maya Kaltungo said his emirate cannot abandon Tungo Hill, but must preserve it for generations to come.
Because if you depend on the government, I'm sorry to say, they will never do it. Especially when the country's economic situation is not very good. So we are trying on ourselves to one day make it a reality. It's a tourist center.
A typical day at Tungo begins with domestic chores by the women, while the men have the duty of protecting the community, engage in farming or hunting, depending on the season. The people hold their monarch in high esteem for keeping them abreast of their culture. Apart from visiting Tungo annually, the people have not forgotten about their ancestral dishes because they still enjoy them in their homes to this day.
Won't forget that festival in a hurry. Thanks for bringing it, Emmanuel. Still talking culture, when the Ikeji Cultural Festival held in Arondezogu, Imo State, part of what the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, told the people was that government is determined to develop the festival to international standard in order to attract tourists. Jude Obiora reported this was contained in the minister's message to the people. Here are snippets of the festival.
Ikeji Festival, a popular cultural festival celebrated every fourth month of the year, starts with sacrifice to the gods after notification signal through the sound of a wooden gong. It attracts all sons, daughters, friends, and associates of the community, both home and in diaspora. It is said to also mark the beginning of new farming season, as well as a moment of thanksgiving to the ancestors. The President General of Arondezogu Patriotic Union, Mazi Robson Chris Okoro, speaks.
You go to the main arenas, you see that it's a carnival of its own. It's an age-long carnival. But all these years, we have not had the government participation.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, was represented at the occasion by General Manager NTA Owerri, Gladys Ibanugo, who promised to help in upgrading the festival in order to attract foreign tourists.
In line with President Muhammadu Buhari's vision for a great country in Nigeria, the Information and Culture Minister is very passionate about Nigerian culture, and he encourages the Arondezogu Progressive Union to develop further the Ikeji Cultural Festival so that it will be able to attract tourists to our country. Especially now we are talking about diversification of the economy, not just relying on oil. Our culture can be another way to earn a foreign exchange.
Different masquerades took their turns to entertain the spectators. It should be known that for over 500 years, the ancient festival of Ikeji has held in Arondezogu to commune with the gods and the ancestors, that they may be yearly bountiful harvest, peace and prosperity of the people of Izogo.
Another successful EKG festival. You can be certain that the next will be just as grand. The journey started 8 years ago in faraway Ukraine, where the two lovebirds found each other and kicked off a relationship. Ifunanya and Olusemeke, back in Nigeria, decided to tie the nuptial knots. This they have done, and the ceremony took place in Oka, Anambra State. Chimobi Water Naji witnessed it all and tells the rest of the story.
Love, they say, is a beautiful feeling that can or cannot be explained, especially when it is genuine. This was the position Ifunanya Francisca found herself as she walked down the aisle to meet her heartthrob. The vows were taken, rings exchanged, then the officiating minister, Reverend Canon Jackson Onyekabusi, pronounced them husband and wife before the congregation.
With the love of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. The Father, and of the Son, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Church wedding over, the event shifted to Abonimi village in Ugugu, venue of the reception and traditional marriage rites. The couple danced into the arena with friends and well-wishers who came to grace the occasion. Cutting of the wedding cake and feeding was a way for the new couple to perform their first assignment as husband and wife to the admiration of the audience. The couple, Ifunanya and Olusemeke, described each other as God's gift and promised to nurture and grow the love they share.
We just met and we fell in love and everything. He has everything in one package.
She's always been there. She's always had my back. She's always looked out for me. She's always given me counsel. And it didn't matter if I took it or not, but she's always stood by, and I appreciate that a lot.
Parents of the bride and groom, while expressing satisfaction for an opportunity to see the day, advised the young couple to remain prayerful and committed to one another.
I'm praying for God to just give them understanding and let them know God and make God the head of their family.
Yeah, my prayers has always been for the children to make progress. The marriage union is a progress in anyone's life. Anyone that is matured, marriage union is expected, and I think today they have made that, taken that step towards the path for progress.
To the new couple. On to the next. Benin and its environs will soon witness the old days of NTA drama productions, which left them glued to their TV sets. This is courtesy of NTA Benin and the private consortium in what will be a household name. It is titled 100 Ways to Win a Husband. The drama series will address issues relating to marital challenges and promote moral values. Let's hear the rest from Agatha Egwari Uju.
Its colorful unveiling by the governor of Edo State, represented by the wife of his deputy, Mrs. Marianne Shaibu, was witnessed by an array of dignitaries and the over 1,000 candidates for the production from different age, sex, social and cultural backgrounds.
When Papa was alive there, he does not attend church, no more. Papa has one big shrine. And shrine is a property.
this is just a tip of what is to come. The excitement of the would-be stars heightened with promises from the governor to provide an enabling environment for the drama series to succeed and to continue collaboration with NTA Benin to develop more talents.
We have 200,000 job opportunities for the youth. The governor has already started. There's a registration going on now. There's a lot of opportunities. ZEP and NTA coming together to do this, it's like keying into the governor's vision.
Host, Zonal Director, NTA Benin Network Center, Mrs. Pauline Igbano, says this is another era of NTA drama production fame, just like the Hotel de Jordan.
Why we are really going into it is to create a niche in the Nollywood industry.
Without NTA being the platform, it wouldn't have been a reality today. And I thank NTA for implementing their vision, for giving the youth the chance.
Entertainment came from the candidates.
Most of our present-day superstars, movie stars, majority of them, not all, but majority of them started from NTA platform.
Thrilled by performances, guests say it is in line with their vision to build a viral society through the youths, urging NTA and JEP to put in their best. The TV series will run for 4 quarters and open for sponsorship. Already, the candidates have
title to snippets, the drama series already looks like a big hit. Kudos to the production crew. Moving on, hundreds of friends and associates converged on Kengiwa in Kabi State to witness the turbaning of the chief whip of the House of Representatives, Alhaji Alassane Ado Doguwa. For highlights of the ceremony, over to Nura Tanku Wakil.
Dallatu is a princely title conferred on highly recognized prince in Arewa traditional institution, or an individual whose contribution to humanity is immeasurable. Although the lawmaker is from Doguwa in Kano State, hundreds of kilometers away from Kangiwa in Kebbi State, the people of Arewa found him worthy for the esteemed title. To the new Dallatu of Kangiwa, Alhaji Alassane Ado Doguwa, therefore, it is a home away from home, and an honor to seasoned lawmaker by the people of Arewa.
We have seen and observed how much he is making to ensure this country is in peace, and how much he is contributing in the National Assembly. So that is the purpose why we decided to give him the title of Dallatu of Kangiwa.
My Arewa Kangiwa, Alhaji Yusuf Suleiman Kangiwa, said people of the area remain proud of the new Dallatu for identifying with them and working to better the loss of Nigerians. To some of the friends, colleagues, and associates of the chief whip, it is an honor well deserved.
We are happy and we are proud of him, and we know the sky is going to be his limit.
What I can say, this has clearly demonstrated the diversity and the charisma and the quality of leadership that Alassane Doguwa has gotten.
Alassane Ado Doguwa is a very humble person, hardworking and dedicated individual, and is a person that is connected all over Nigeria.
This is a testimony that Alassane Ado is not only known in Kano or in his constituency. Yes, beyond Kano, people are appreciating what he's doing, and now they are tabaning him.
The new Dallatu, Alhaji Alassane Ado Doguwa, described the honor done to him as a call to action.
It's a very great day. This for me is a great day to my family, a great day to my people, the people of Tudun Wada Doguwa Federal Constituency. Also a great day to the people of Kano State, to the government and the governor of Kano State, and by extension a very great day to the House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The event was attended by the representatives of the governors of Kano, Sokoto and Katsina states, as well as the governor of Doso in neighboring Niger Republic, Adam Musa, traditional leaders from both Nigeria and Niger, members of the State and National Assembly from the Northwest Zone, political associate and teaming supporters of Alhaji Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa, among others.
Nicely, we'll take another break and come back for the last segment. Stay on the line.
Issues in the sports sector remain one of the most debated among Nigerians due to the passion, followership, government involvement, impact on Nigeria's external image and our national life in the sports parliament. The NTA offers Nigerians deep views on issues with experts in the sports sector, offering in-depth analysis, hindsight, insight and foresight towards elevating Nigerian sports to the zenith of the sports parliament.
So many things have been wrong in sports. We've been talking around it.
We need performance expertise, and you can only get some of this where you have world-class facilities.
How can sports deliver return of investment to attract the kind of money required to take it to the next level?
We cannot interfere in the internal affairs of even the federations that belongs to us.
Sports Parliament, a unique platform for sports discussions, showing live on the NTA, Thursdays at 11 p.m. Keep a date with the parliamentarians.
The eyes have it.
The remains of Senator Ofia Nwali, who represented Abakaliki Senatorial District of Old Anambra State in the Senate during the Second Republic, have been laid to rest at his hometown in Amajima, as the South Local Government Area of Ebonyi State. Charles Igboamalu reports on the burial ceremony.
The burial ceremony was preceded by an interdenominational funeral service held at Onweke Township Stadium. In his sermon at this service, Reverend Wambara urged Christians to live a life of legacy, saying that a Christian life without legacy is a worthless life.
The grace will expire one day, and you have no opportunity to revisit it.
Funeral orations and tributes came from the family of the deceased. Senate President Bukola Saraki, represented by the Senator representing Ebonyi Central, Chief Obinna Oba, Ebonyi State Governor Chief David Umahi, and Ebonyi State Founding Fathers, represented by Dr. Boniface Chima. They all eulogized the humane qualities of the deceased, especially his unquantifiable commitment to the creation of Ebonyi State. Governor David Umahi immortalized the deceased senator and elder statesman by renaming the famous Presco Junction in Abakaliki after him.
His legacies will remain evergreen.
A man of character, a man of context, very distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Some indigenes of the state, associates of the late senator, especially those who worked with him in the movement for the creation of Ebonyi State, speak on his person.
As a fellow administrator of school, he was wonderful, incorruptible, bold, and courageous. One of the greatest sons of Ebonyi, and indeed Nigeria.
The high point of the ceremony was the committal of the body of the deceased to Mother Earth.
His soul continue to rest in peace. Amen. We are done with Newsline tonight. Next week, we'll open a fresh book of stories exclusive only to Newsline. We promise to keep you on your seat's edge as we reel out what promises to be a bumper package. Just stay on the line. For now, good night and God bless Nigeria.